as you can tell, this is probably not going to be the most professional install ever, but it's going to get installed and it'll work. So I took the ballast and I mounted it up here on this top bar. I did put on the mount that they give me in the kit. Let's see what I do with the other one. Yeah, that sucks. No, there it is. Anywho, that just screws onto the back with the supplied screws that I keep dropping, and then plenty of zip ties, a pair of cutters, and it should stay in place. So I got 3 zip ties on that, so if that one breaks, that'll hold it. If that one and that one breaks, this one will hold it. Kind of have some redundancy in it. Zip tie right here, tie right here on this piece. Not sure what this is called. Anyways, so I got my connectors right here. I've already put the light back on just to make sure everything is going to fit and it looks right. It'll fit. You might have noticed that I took some heat shrink and put it on the ends of my connectors, and I have 0 protection on them, because if they hit something, they arc against a bare piece of metal on here somewhere, I'm going to blow a fuse. Might even blow my light. Once I get everything fitted properly, I'm going to put some electrical tape on these right here, because this is still part of the contact. You still get electricity right here because wire is clamped right there. Anyway, and also got my light put in. Everything went in pretty smoothly, so if you do this job, I'm going to put a link in the description for the HID kit I bought and the little spacers that I use. You can really see. And it looks like it'll fit pretty nicely in there and seal pretty tightly on the boot. I didn't have any issue getting these in or through. You're going to have some issues getting this through probably, but yours won't be cut like mine. But I tried to pass everything through the original hole, and everything so far looks like it'll fit just fine, except for this piece. And this is supposed to, the way they have it, supposed to stay inside your housing, but I don't have any room in there, and I don't want it hitting up against stuff in there, so I just pulled the whole thing through. If you find a different way to do it, and you can use this to help seal off your rubber boot on the back, and more power to you. But I'm gonna leave this in place. You can cut this rubber boot off if you really want to, but it's gonna be out of sight, out of mind, not hurting me. So I'm gonna have to plug this in to these right here, and red's hot, black's ground. You remember our blue and yellow is hot on here, black and yellow is ground, and just for future reference again, black and red is hot on your high beam, and black and yellow is ground on your high beam. Alright, I'm ready to basically hook everything up, zip tie it to where it's going to be, final resting place, bolt the light back up, and then do a test of it, make sure everything's working. And I'll come back when I got all that in place. Alright, got the headlight back on, put our bolt back in, our nut back on, and reconnected our city lights, or park lights, whatever you want to call them. And the only other zip tie I had to add was right here, just to kind of keep these wires in place so they're not dangling everywhere. As you might be able to see in there, there's plenty of room for everything. Nothing's really getting pushed on or pushed out. If you're going to do this on your high beam, you might be able to get the ballast somewhere on this bar or right here, but everything sits right now. It's all on the headlight bracket assembly, so it's going to turn, not going to turn. Dumbass. Alright, nope, I see a problem. That's why you check this right here, getting hit by our steering. So I got to fix that real quick. That's why you always check, because that could have got rubbed raw right there and exposed wire and shorted out my whole bike. Anyways, I'm going to get that fixed real quick and I'll come back. Alright, I got that little problem fixed. Now when I turn it lock to lock, you don't see anything hitting here. Damn, I say that. Those are close, but I think they'll be okay. Now I'm going to add one more zip tie right here. May as well do it right now, if I can get one. Of course, my cutters on the other side, or I can't get them, so I'm an idiot. I can't all, as much as we try. There. Alright, so several zip ties later, and this isn't going to be a pretty cut, but it's going to be cut. Not that any of them are pretty. Anyway, lock to lock, nothing's hitting, nothing's rubbing, nothing's touching, and we were rubbing up against this right here initially. I just used a couple more zip ties, brought it over here. So, without further ado, let's see if our light works. Alright, it's not going to come on right now until we start the bike. Bam! We have light. See how it takes a second for it to get fully lit up. And don't forget to plug your high beam back in, or your city light. Looks like it's still warming up a little bit. Make sure your high beam works. It does. Those are close to the same color, so don't be so terrible. It's a lot better when I get these replaced. If those would have came in, it would have been so much better. So anyways, once you get it installed, you're going to have a couple wheels on here. There's a wheel right here. I don't know if you can see that. I think there's another one on this side. There we go. Right here. There. You use those to adjust your, I'm going to say this one's your up and down. Your light's up and down. And the one on the other side is your left to right. So I'm going to aim this later on when it gets dark enough. I'll put it up against the garage door. Think about 25 feet away is the norm, and get that aimed properly so I'm not blinding people. I'll be honest though, it doesn't look all that bright, man. But it is daytime, so I swear to God the LED looks brighter as if I read it. Maybe not that much. Nothing, pretty solid. Okay, well, we'll see. And this whole thing came about because my regulator, which is this baby right here on these bikes, I got the old one over here still. These go bad every so often on these bikes, and all bikes usually, but I believe the Versys has a just a problem with them in general. They go bad and they start overcharging over voltaging. This one was putting out 17 volts to the battery, about 17.5. So the lights were getting about 17.2. So I kept blowing headlight, and at first I was thinking, well, maybe they weren't tough enough to survive on a motorcycle with all the extra moving and bouncing and jiggling. Turns out I was just overcharging them or overpowering them and blowing them up. So I bought this one on Amazon. I think it was after 2-day shipping, or I got Prime, so I get 2-day shipping free. I think overnight charge was like $6-7, so it was about $86 after shipping, and it's not too hard to replace. You got two 10mm bolts right here. You don't even have to pull this cover off. Well, no, I had that cover pulled off, but just one 4mm like the fairing bolt, and then that just pulls off because it's got a little insert like this on it, or it's got two of them, I think. But once you get that off, you can also pull this one off just to make everything easier. Same thing, one bolt, pull it off, but your wire loom for it will come out this way, and you can basically just pull it off right here, and then you get your replacement reverse process. Easy stuff. You know, like my milk crate luggage compartment thingy. Word, hard, difficult. Learn words good. Anyway, carry groceries, small child, puppies, kittens, whatever. Doesn't matter. Alright, so in conclusion, I'm gonna wrap this video up. I'm not gonna make y'all sit through any more of this boring shit when I put the fairings back on, which I'm not gonna put back on right now because I need to get to the adjustment wheels in there and adjust it later tonight. Hopefully it's brighter than it looked. If not, I'm gonna be a little disappointed. And I still got this other one in case anything happens to the light or the ballast. I got backup. I got another spacer, and I'm gonna keep this in case I'm gonna need that for the high beam. The reason I went with a smaller 1/4-inch drive socket ratchet is because you don't need a whole lot of torque on it. Very little. I don't actually know the torque spec, but it's going to be in the inch-pound range, I'm assuming, for these size bolts, so just don't go crazy on them. Anywho, my neck's starting to hurt. I'm wearing a motorcycle helmet. Oh, but that was a nice sound. Anyways, I'm done. Thanks for watching, and if you got any further questions, just comment, and I'll answer them as best I can, and I'll put links in the description for the HID kit and the spacers, and even the LED lights for the side here. So I can see. And I'll probably do a quick video on that, on how they look. I'm not going to show the install process because basically it's the same shit, and probably, if you're good enough, you probably won't even have to remove the headlight, just the fairing. But I'm probably not going to be that good enough and just pull the headlight out. Okay, now I'm done. Alright, thanks. Later.